everyone, welcome to Life Accounts and Growing Pains, and today I just want to dive in right into our topic, expenses parents should stop covering for their adult children. I wanted to talk about this because I have been there. I know exactly what it's like to have adult children and what to pay for, what not to pay for, and the struggle of in your head, well, that's okay to pay for this or that's okay to pay for that. But let's talk about it because I guess it's also trending too on social media. So I just wanted to address it. So forgive me, I look like a hot mess. These last few weeks I've been looking like a hot mess like no tomorrow. But here we go. One of them should be, are you ready? Grocery bills. If you need to stop paying for their grocery bills, I know you're concerned about they need to eat, they this, they that, you know, I totally understand that. But if they come over, then sure, have them, invite them to sit down and eat with you. But their adult grocery bills, it's preventing them from, maybe agree or disagree with me. And if you disagree or agree, just leave your comments below. But it prevents them from learning how to manage their food budget or even have a food budget, which is also a fundamental life skill to have and to develop. So it's fine to treat them every once in a while, but regularly to support them in their food journey, grocery list. I don't think it's a good idea, but it says a study shows that young adults spend a significant portion of their food budget on prepared items and dining out, which can be extremely pricey. So when they're learning this now is when they become an adult, then that's really what they expect. I know the other day I was out and about and my grandson, we were just out and about running errands and he's like, Grandma, I want Panda. I was like, Panda Express? What do you know about Panda Express at 6 years old? Like, are you kidding me right now? It's like, so apparently, yes, that covering the grocery bills and then just teaching them how to, teaching them that drive-through is okay is apparently what I did as a mom, because if I'm having a grandson that already knows about Panda Express, that means my daughter, I'm just saying. So the next one would be cell phone expenses. You're like, what? If I didn't pay their cell phone bill, then I would never hear from them. I hear that a lot from parents and grandparents. So they find it crucial for to pay their young adults phone bills. However, it says, let them know that while financial help is reasonable during their school years, taking on their cell phone bill is a significant step toward financial independence. So back in the day, let's see, I'm trying to think, what did I pay for during my school years? I paid for my school clothes. I did pay for those. I paid for, like if I went out of town or whatever, I paid for like half the trip, like my gas, this, that. So, but they're saying now, since phones are, they're people's lives now, no matter what, start the age of 6 on up. So yeah, to help them to pay for their own cell phone bill or at least contribute to it, that is such a good thing to do. It says assisting them in comparing different plans and understanding features such as data caps to prevent unexpected charges. Look into various options, including prepaid plans, family bundles, and which also might help you ease this transition. I know for my my kids, that one of their parents, they pay, if they're doing XYZ, then the parent pays, right? And so that's fine. Hashtag no judgment, but I'm just saying you ain't seeing me pay for one of their cell phone bills. Just saying. Okay, clothing. Clothing. I used to do this for my daughter a lot, buy her clothing, but it was just random things I would buy her that I seen like at garage sales or things are on sale, and I thought she would really like it until she moved back home, right? And then I was like, I saw how many clothes she had. I'm like, that's it. I'm never gonna buy her one piece of clothing ever again, not unless it's on her wedding day. Like, I was like, no way. And but we like to do that when we're on trips or something, and the fashions might be different wherever we are at. And if we see something our kids will like, even though they're adults, we really do try to buy them at least one item each, or in that fashion, right? So one person might get clothes, the other one might get a phone bill paid. Just saying. But encouraging shopping at thrift stores, secondhand markets, discount resellers to a fashion stylish yet affordable wardrobe. And then they even have different things now, different platforms called Stitch. So you only keep the clothes you like and then you send them back, or you set up your fashion profile. And then there's different ways to really do things nowadays when it comes to clothes. Or you can do the thrift stores if like on Mondays, I think it is, Sundays or Mondays, the Goodwill, the thrift stores have certain sales, like a $2 tag day or something like that. So if you can really encourage them to do that, or make it a maybe even an outing, that is much better than it would be to pay for their clothing as a whole, right? Also, I noticed that since my daughter, she's become an adult, she's always loved expensive clothing. That's just the way she was raised. She was always in OshKosh B'gosh. I mean, she was always like primo, like a little doll. But now, since she's become an adult, she's like, she shops on Shein. Like, Shein is like her go-to when it comes to shopping, not only for her, but also her son. So, personal care. I feel that this is a life essential. So if your kid needs soap, managing their stuff like that, their grooming, I kind of disagree with this a little bit, because yes, their first is buying them expensive colognes or all their makeup line. Yes, I understand that. But if it's like actual hygiene stuff that they truly do need just to have everyday life and feel good about themselves, I feel that we can still contribute to that as parents, even though they're adult children. Maintaining appearance is very important. Yes, I understand. But feeling good, being clean, that's also not about feeling good. It's also about being healthy. So I'm just saying, when it comes to your adult children, have a little bit of compassion, in my opinion, right? But I mean, as far as paying for their high dollar makeup, their $800 hair extensions, their $300 tennis shoes, that, I'm just saying, you might want to rethink that. Like, okay, they're adults now, you know what I mean? So, and you work just as hard as they do for the money. So, also fitness and wellness. This can be a tricky one again, because it is a life essential, and you don't want the depression and the anxiety, and you do want them you want them to be healthy, and you want them to have a positive attitude on life. So this would also go in with fitness and wellness. But a lot of parents, they either they have a family plan, or sometimes they find it cheaper, or a cheap plan for their adult children, and they just pay for their gym membership. However, this is what it says. It's wonderful to see your child taking care of their health, but teaching them financial independence can encourage them to truly appreciate the value of their services they use. Because, you know, some kids, they are people, I can't even say it's kids, it's just people. We may not realize how many services we consume, or how many services that we actually use, until we either write them down or actually pay cash for them, or, you get what I mean? We may not even realize it ourselves. So helping them to realize that is essential. So it says, encourage them to explore various budget-friendly fitness solutions like outdoor activities. I know some parents, they like to go hiking with their teenager or their adult children, or sometimes they just love to go on their Saturday walks together. Also, what I love to do is free online workout videos, like on YouTube, or more affordable gym alternatives. I'm just saying, there's a lot of different avenues. So when you think of fitness and wellness, you might want to take a look back at this as well. And then how about entertainment and event tickets? Do you dare just buy your adult kids and this and that? Where do you draw the line? I know I was reading this thing the other day, or a few months ago, that Taylor Swift, and hashtag no judgment, but there's parents out there that even taking out house mortgages and this and that, so their adult and younger, right, kids can go see Taylor Swift once because the tickets are so expensive. So where do you really draw the line? See, it says many young adults love attending events like concerts and movies, but if this pleasure are always funded by others, they may be missing out on the learning to manage entertainment expenses. Also, do they really appreciate it? You know what I mean? It makes you wonder if they really appreciate it, because when you're able to like save up for something, it becomes more exciting that you're able to do it. In my opinion, I've had it both ways. I've had it given it to me growing up, and I've also saved for it as well. So but it's just a different type of feeling and accomplishment, or maybe welcome to adulthood, if you will. It's called adulting. But you need to motivate, if you can, to if you haven't started it yet and they're already adults, it's going to be a rude awakening for them. But if you are still in the teenage years, this isn't a prime time to, if they want to go to the movies during the weekend with their friends, have them pay. They need to pay for the smaller things, right? So I'm just saying, versus like a graduation trip, that's a little bit different. Or if you want to contribute to their honeymoon, that's a little bit different. But just their everyday movies, local concerts, this and that, just saying, I feel that they can pay for such things. And definitely do not put your house up for mortgage. Or don't put a mortgage against your house due to somebody wants to go to a concert. Hobbies. Certain hobbies like photography and art can become costly, and you really want to support their interest because it builds culture, right? And it builds up a well-rounded person. However, it says it's crucial for hobbyists to learn how to handle these costs effectively to fully appreciate and to sustain their passion. I love this idea that parents, if they're starting this when they're in teenagers, I love this because I really feel that parents should really nurture that the art or the photography, because it can grow into not only a passion but a career, a source of income for them later on in life. So this is discuss ways, this is what the article says, discuss ways that they can independently finance their own hobbies. I know I loved painting houses, and I still love painting houses, but back in the day, even when I didn't have money but I still wanted to paint houses and make things beautiful, they had a resource. It's like the recycling center at the dump that you could get paint, house paint. And so instead of so in order for me to budget my own projects or my own passion, I would go down and I found a resource at the dump that I could get my paints for free. So that was very useful tool. I'm just saying, when there's things like that, you might might encourage them to utilize whatever resources available according to their hobbies. So the next one would be subscriptions and streaming services. Are you kidding me? I get lost in this all the time. Are you kidding me? Half the time I don't even know. So I have to go on my phone and look at my subscriptions and go into settings and see what subscriptions I'm paying for, because you could be paying for so many gaming subscriptions, TV subscriptions, fitness subscriptions, photo editor subscriptions, your all different types of subscriptions. So do not pay for all of them all the time. If you are going to pay for them, make sure that your adult child knows, okay, this is the one I'm paying for, or only maybe pick 1 out of the 5 or 2 out of the 5. But it says monthly costs of streaming services can quickly accumulate, and that's no joke. Encouraging adult children to cover their entertainment can help them become more conscious about their spending and improve their financial management skills. Just do without, right, at that point. Or like we had to do, well, we didn't have to do this, but I was like this. We have like Hulu, we have Disney, we have Spectrum, we have Netflix, we had Max, we had I mean, the list goes on of all these. Roku, we had all these different ones we paid for. Apple. And then finally I had to take a step back and go, which one is not really necessary? Which one can we truly live without? And then I know we cut Netflix, and maybe there was a couple other ones. Or look at your phone, I cut a lot of different apps on my phone as well. So, and then as we were going through our subscriptions, what we were paying, we didn't realize for a whole year we were paying for our son's Xbox subscription, or there's some kind of gaming subscription. We're like, what? And we paid for it for a year, and I was, or so many months or whatever, and I was like, are you kidding me right now? But yeah, and then I don't know, long story short, we got it taken care of, but he does pay his own. But yeah, but he's like, oh, I just thought, you know what I mean? He didn't call us and say, hey, have you been paying for our da-da-da? No, he just like, da-da-da, well, that was cool. So, but those are just some things to also think about, and their pet costs. Our children are very good, our adult children are very good at taking care of their pet costs. It is so expensive. But I know, as I've always taken care of rescued animals or rescued cats, and I know my dad, when I was an adult, my dad has always helped me take care of the feral cats and pay toward that. I mean, did I always have to be paying him back? Yes, but if it wasn't for his help, a lot of the cats couldn't get the help that they needed. But yes, being able to pay for our own pets, it's like paying for our own kids, right? It becomes essential. Otherwise, why have a pet, right? If you have to be fully responsible. And some people are like, okay, maybe before going to a pet, let's see if they can take care of a plant first. If they can take care of a plant first, then they can move on to a pet. And if they can move on to a pet, then you can move on to a child, right? So I'm just saying, so we need to discuss the significant ongoing cost of pet ownership, the food, regular medical bills, explain to them what all this entails. Not only that, but on a side note, cleaning up after your pet, what does that look like? Because that also costs what to do, not only for like the bags that you have to buy to clean up after your pet, but once they start destroying your yard, then you have to buy yard stuff to revamp your yard. I mean, the list goes on. So really explain that to them as well. So I don't know, there's so much more that we could go into this video, but it's already like tremendously long. But if you watch this this far, I truly appreciate each and every one of you. And please leave your thoughts and your comments in the video down below, and I will see you on the next video.